Have you ever felt that your faith is not always the same? Some days your heart feels so close to Allah, and other days it feels heavy, even distant. You are not alone. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us that faith rises and falls. But the good news is, faith is a journey. It has levels. And in this video, we will walk through 7 levels of faith in Islam, from the very first spark in the heart until the highest state of living with God consciousness. Stay with me until the end, because you may discover which level you are at right now and what your next step could be.
Level 1. Awareness of Allah. Everything begins with awareness. Imagine standing under the night sky, looking at the stars, and suddenly realizing there must be a creator. For many reverts, this is the very first moment. The heart whispers, there is something more than this world. This awareness is like the seed of faith. For some, it comes through science. For others, through hardship, or even a simple act of kindness that touched their heart. This first level is not yet about rituals. It is about the awakening of the heart, a realization that there is a higher purpose, and that life is not an accident.
Level 2. Shahada, declaration of faith. Once the heart recognizes the Creator, the tongue declares it. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Saying the Shahada is like opening the door into Islam. For many new Muslims, it is the most emotional moment of their lives. Tears flow, hearts tremble. But this level is not the finish line, it is the doorway. The journey has just begun. Think of it like planting a seed. The Shahada is the seed in the soil, but without water, sunlight, and care, the seed cannot grow.
Level 3. Prayer commitment. The third level is about building a rhythm with Allah through prayer or salah. At first, it can feel overwhelming, learning the words, the movements, and keeping track of 5 daily prayers. Many reverts feel guilty when they miss or struggle. But remember, faith is a journey, not perfection from day one. Every prayer, even if broken, is a step forward. Prayer is the rope that ties the heart back to Allah 5 times a day. Over time, it shifts from being a challenge to becoming the heartbeat of a Muslim's life.
Level 4. Qur'an connection. At this stage, the believer begins to connect with the Qur'an. Even listening to the recitation will calm a heart. Personally, I began learning to read Qur'an seriously at the age of 40. It was slow, humbling, and sometimes frustrating. But with every verse, I felt my heart soften. The Qur'an is not just a book to be read. It's a conversation with Allah. Even 1 verse a day can change the direction of your heart.
Level 5. Practicing values. Faith is not only about rituals, but about how it shows in our daily life. This is the level of akhlaq, of character, patience with family, honesty at work, controlling anger, forgiving when hurt. For a revert, friends and family often notice changes. You're calmer now. You're kinder. You've stopped certain habits. This is faith becoming visible. A believer at this stage realizes that Islam is not only on the prayer mat, but also in how we treat people.
Level 6. Striving in worship, ihsan. This level is when worship goes deeper. Prayer is no longer just an obligation, but a source of peace. Fasting is not only about hunger, but about training the soul. Dhikr and dua become as natural as breathing. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described ihsan as to worship Allah as if you see him. Of course, we cannot see Allah, but we worship knowing that he sees us. At this stage, faith becomes sweeter. You begin to taste the beauty of worship.
Level 7. Living with Taqwa. The highest level is Taqwa, living every day with awareness of Allah. This is when faith is not only in the heart, on the tongue, or in rituals, but in every choice you make. What you eat, how you speak, what you watch, how you spend your time, all guided by the awareness that Allah is watching and Allah cares. At this stage, a Muslim finds peace not in material things, but in closeness to Allah.
So these are the 7 levels of faith, from awareness of Allah to the Shahada to prayer, Qur'an, values, iman, and finally Taqwa. Now, I want to ask you, which level do you feel you are in right now? Remember, it is normal for faith to rise and fall. What matters is that we keep moving forward, step by step. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who might be starting their journey. And subscribe, because together we will keep learning and walking this path of faith.